Hello everyone, welcome to all in social science class once again. Dear students, today in this module we will discuss about the land use pattern in India. So let's start. Dear students, the land use in the form of physical factors as well as human factors. Talking about physical factors, the first factor that is influences the land use is the topography. When I say topography refers to the nature and slope of the land. It also refers to landforms. And in India, we have mountains, plateaus as well as plains, and the utility of the land is also varies. When it is mountains, mostly discovered by forests. When it is plateaus are the places that are rich in minerals. But of course, land is used for agriculture and settlements. Then we have plains, and when I say plains, North Indian plains. North Indian plains mainly used for agricultural and agro-based industries. In the coastal plains of India, we have cities, and some parts of the delta areas we have fertile lands. You can see the location of northern plains, coastal plains and plateau region. The another factor that influences land use is climate. There are different parts of the country getting very heavy rainfall and very low rainfall, and variation in temperatures. Even that influences the utility of the land. Then it is soil types. India is the land of type of diversities, and different parts of India has different type of soils, and accordingly the crops also varies, because crops depends mainly on two factors. One is climate and the other one is soil types. Of course, it also depends on the topography, but mainly it is climate as well as soil types. The next factor is the human factors. Includes one is population density. Different parts of the country has different densities of population. If you see the mountainous areas, the density is less, and cities, the density is high, and the plateau area, the density is moderate. The next human factor is technological capabilities. When I come to cities, the technological capabilities are much better from the rural areas. Of course, there is different states in India using technology even when it comes to an agriculture. Agriculture is done with the help of modern machines and hybrid seeds. Then another factor is the culture as well as traditions. The culture and traditions also vary from one part of the country to the other. Let us understand now land degradation. Dear students, 95% of our basic needs for food, shelter and clothing are obtained from land. Human activities have not only brought about degradation of land, but have also aggravated the pace of natural forces to cause damage to land. Now, let us understand them in detail. India has 328.7 million hectares of land. Out of that, 130 million hectares is put in the category of degraded land. So you can imagine how much land in our country is coming in the section of degraded land. 28% is degraded because of forests. Then 56% water eroded. This happens due to waterlogging or heavy rainfall. The third one is 16% saline and alkaline deposits. This also happens because of waterlogging. How is the formation of saline and alkaline land happen? Now, generally when we take an agricultural field and water is supplied to that field, say through canals, first of all, the water percolates into the subsoil. Once the water goes into the subsoil, it mixes up with the salt and forms solution. Now, once the subsoil is saturated, means it cannot take any more amount of water. There will be waterlogging. Now, later on, due to heat of the sun, the water on the surface, that is on the fields, starts evaporating. Now, this water evaporates. It pulls the water of the subsoil. So, the water that is the salt solution in the subsoils start rising up through an action, and finally all the water from the surface of the field and the subsoil evaporates, and the salt comes up and accumulate it's on the surface. That is the layer of salt is formed. So the result into the formation of saline land, which makes the land useless for agriculture. Similarly, in the North Indian plains, because of extreme heat within the soil, the bacteria eat away the humus. The organic content and the lime content in the soil is increases. This changes the land into the alkaline lands. This is how the saline and the alkaline land are formed, and it is various states of Punjab, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh. So, some human activities such as deforestation, overgrazing, mining and quarrying. Quarrying is like mining. In mining, we extract minerals. In quarrying, we bring out precious stones. Say, Rajasthan is rich in marbles. So, it is not minerals, it is quarrying. Quarrying means removing the marbles. Similarly, Karnataka is for granite. So, there again it will be a quarrying. So, all these have contributed to land degradation. Now, what happens? Supposing a big area is there which is rich in minerals. So, it becomes a mining sites, and after all the mining is over. Then that land is abandoned. That is, leave the land and leaves the deep scars, and the land is completely useless. The nearby areas also get polluted, and it affects the fertility of the agriculture land. Talking about mining, now which are the states that are affected due to mining? The states are Jharkhand, Odisha, Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh. Now all these states are affected. The reason is, in all these states there is deforestation. The reason is mining, and this is the reason for land degradation. Now we come to the second reason, and that is overgrazing. When we talk about overgrazing, how does it affect? Whenever animals excessively eat the grass and land is left bare, then the soil becomes loose and it is subjected into erosion. That can lead to land degradation. And the states that are affected by it: Gujarat, Maharashtra, Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh. These are the main states. Then there is land degradation due to overgrazing. Then it is waterlogging. Waterlogging we have already discussed. Whenever there is excess water in the agricultural land, then the water causing to the subsoil and mixes up with the salt. Later on, due to evaporation, the same groundwater comes up with the salt and finally leaves the salt on the upper layer of the soil, and water evaporates, changing the land into saline or alkaline lands, which is unfit for agriculture. Which are the states which are affected by? They are, one is Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh. Now we know these are agriculturally rich states, but the problem that they face is waterlogging, and due to waterlogging what happens is land degradation. Then it is mineral processing. Now we know mining happens, after that the same mineral is processed. Supposing I take iron ore. From iron ore we make steel, and for making steel we require iron ore, manganese ore, coal as well as limestone. Now when they are processed, hardly 25 to 30% is the iron or steel that we get finally. But more than half of it is waste, that is dumps somewhere. Some more examples are, one is grinding of limestone, that is for cement industry. Then it is calcite and even soapstone for ceramic industries. They generate huge quantity of dust in the atmosphere. Not only that, it settles on the agricultural land, and when it settles, it stops or reduces the process of infiltration of water into the soil, and so creates difficulties in agriculture. And then in recent years, even industrial liquid waste, that is effluents, have become a major source of land as well as water pollution in many parts of the country. Now the question that is asked is, write any 4 human activities which are mainly responsible for land degradation in India. First reason is mining, and you know the reasons what all happens. Second one is overgrazing. Third is over irrigation, and the fourth one is mineral processing. Now these are the 4 main reasons, and you should know to elaborate it. Now there are many ways to solve the problems of land degradation, and they are, first one is afforestation and proper management of grazing land. Second is planting of shelter belts. Now what do we understand by this? Whenever we take an agricultural land, the upper layer of the soil is the best part of the soil. We should it to be prevented from erosion. One of the method is along the border of the agricultural land, plant trees, which is referred to as shelter belts, and that reduces the velocity of the wind and then thereby prevents land degradation. Then it is controlling overgrazing, stabilization of sand dunes by growing thorny bushes, proper management of waste land, controlling of mining activities, and proper discharge and disposal of industrial effluents waste after treatment. Now all these can reduces land and water degradation in industrial as well as suburban areas. So dear students, today we have discussed in this module land use pattern in India and land degradation in detail. In next module we will discuss about soil as a resource. Thank you. Stay blessed and stay happy. Have a fantastic day.